So before we get started on the control scheme, I wanted to put this video out yesterday. Then lo and behold, I got a message with new info for ESBC. So as some of you may know, ESBC updated everyone with a little tease for what is to come very soon. And I'll read the actual message. ESBC updates. We'll be dropping a video next week showcasing the character creator. This has been the most requested feature for early access, and we heard you loud and clear. We're also in the process of implementing version 2 of our punch system. Hashtag game changer, hashtag ESBC game. A few videos back, I said it would be great if Steel City would give us, prior to launch, a punch video, and I'm hoping that is actually what we receive. This would help to quell the issue the community had with the punches and the way that they looked in the most recent alpha footwork video. So I'm really hoping that they kind of hit a home run with a version 2 punch video. That would actually be amazing, and I think that would really kind of help to sell this game to everyone who might be sitting on the fence. So stay tuned, as I hope to be the first to bring you that information when it drops. So with that out of the way, let's move on to the main theme of the video. So this is one of those videos I've wanted to do for a while now, and I really wanted to make sure that I got this as good as I could foresee it being, to give players as much utility and control within the limitations of a standard controller format, and taking into account all the utility that is being projected for the actual game. Now, I want to throw out a disclaimer, right? This game will not be Fight Night, okay? And it looks to offer much more than Fight Night did. So you have to open your mind to a new controller layout with more in-game options. So if you're stuck on just a thumbstick fighter, you might want to start getting your mentals ready for something new. Also, with those things in mind, I put this together with the idea of never really having to remove your thumbs from the thumbsticks, while also taking advantage of everything we believe is to come. So do not take this as gospel. It is just one idea of a possible many, okay? Just wanted to throw that out there real quick before people start getting upset. Oh, I need to be able to throw punches with my thumbsticks, all right? Like, just keep an open mind. So I'm no stranger to combat and fighting games. So I played Street Fighter pretty much all of my life. Fight Night, of course, and most recently I played a good deal of a game called For Honor. Now, if you haven't played For Honor, please give it a try. I believe it's like $14.99 right now on PC and console, and it was really my boxing / non-boxing game that I played for quite a few years. And I put every aspect of the sport of boxing that I know into playing and being competitive in that game. And you can actually see some of my old highlights on my Twitch channel if you go by there. But anyway, For Honor has a few aspects that I think ESBC could use in order to make their in-ring system smooth and easy to pick up. And it's actually the reason why I chose that as part of the groundwork for the control scheme that I'm about to present you, with some other details from the other fighting games that I've played here and there. So let's go ahead and get started. So I first want to talk about combat, guard mode, and free movement. Right. Okay. So we know by the most recent ESBC trailer, they will be sporting some pretty good footwork. But I believe that those things, from what we saw, have to be separated between free movement and a sort of character lock-on system, or a combat and guard mode. So, and I don't believe that movement like this can be accomplished without some sort of locking system. Now, locking on and off it really should be easy to accomplish, and I suggest a press of the left trigger button on any standard controller will work. I think you should have the option of either push to toggle or hold. Holding the left trigger button will keep you in combat, but releasing the left trigger will put you into free movement, and this will give you a quick ease of access in between both modes. So while in free mode, showboating movements like the one we saw before can be done by pairing a particular move or emote to one of the 4 face buttons, giving you countless ways to humiliate your opponent after you sent them to the canvas or just after the bell has rang, indicating the start of the new round. So I am a firm believer, and especially in online fighting games, that fights can be won before a punch is even thrown with the right level of mental warfare, and getting into the mind of your opponent can be useful. So I think showboating is important to the competitive side and the overall character of the game itself. So, combat mode. Now, while in combat, I think you have to have the ability to utilize the entire ring. So combat/free movement should have the ability to toggle easily, which is why I chose the left trigger. This will give you the freedom to move and reposition around the ring, avoiding being pinned against the ropes, and you can reinitiate combat quickly. Now, during combat, you have the standard attacks, the ability to punch high or low, and also feint attacks. You should also be in control of your head movement and feet. Now, I know this is already starting to sound like a lot, but in the gym, we always say, if you move your hands, you move your head, you move your feet. So keeping this in mind, controls have to allow for all of this simultaneously. We can't have two opponents locked on to each other and all you can do is swivel your upper body and throw punches. So while locked on, forward and lateral movement must be free with the left analog stick, allowing you to position yourself in and out of range of your opponent's attacks. Right analog can control your defensive options, meaning guarding and upper body movement utilizing the omnidirectional stick. This will give you the freedom to move and control your upper body to avoid punches while simultaneously blocking or leaning away from your opponent's punches all at the same time. Now, let me explain attacking. So this is where we kind of get to the good stuff. All right. So I want to sum up attacking in really the four basic punches: jab, straight, hook, uppercut. So how the animations differ is really up to the devs. It would be great though to see different animations, as you fight, and as your punches come out. So that portion gets left to them. So I had two different ideas for this, but one didn't really feel that comfortable. So to break this down, I'm going to use strictly the PlayStation buttons as to not confuse too many people. And for those of you who play on the Xbox controllers, just convert the layout over to whatever that would be. So LB, so left bumper would be your jab, right bumper would be the straight, right trigger would be your hook, and left bumper and right bumper together would be an uppercut. Now, to fill you all in, I haven't completely sold myself on the uppercut buttons, pushing them both together, and I would really like some ideas. I truly believe the devs listen to our channel pretty closely, and I would like to hear what you all have to say so that they can hear what you all have to say. All right. But anyway, this format would allow you to keep your hands on the thumbsticks, keeping for maximum defensive responsibility, and allow you to attack as you see fit comfortably, while at the same time comfortably gripping the controller in hand. Square, on the other hand, would be your button to hold. So like whenever maybe you're hurt and in trouble, then you can hit square to kind of hold or grapple. And X would be for quick movement techniques. An example of that would be like pendulum stepping to close the distance. So, and I also chose X because I know in a lot of games, X is really kind of like your jump button. So I think that transitions over pretty easily. So being that the right analog already controls your block and upper body movement, angling that stick in the direction of your shot would make moving and punching while also dodging pretty much seamless. Now, parrying and feinting. Now, really stealing from the For Honor system here just a little bit. So I was extremely excited when I heard that there was a feinting system in ESBC. Feinting opens up the gameplay quite a bit and makes for a more reactionary experience and adds a deeper level of thinking to the combat. So I believe parrying attacks and feinting attacks is very important, but I believe there should also be a risk reward involved. Feinting should be simple, but should require a hit to stamina. That way the system isn't really abused. So the person can't just sit there and just feint everything until you finally bite. And I also believe that any attack should have the ability to be feinted simply by double tapping that particular punch button. So for example, if you wanted to feint a jab, just double tap the jab button, which we had already set out as LB or the left bumper. And he would feint, or he or she, I guess you would say, would feint the animation to bait your opponent. This would also serve the purpose of eliminating the button mashers out there who look to spam jab and just really kind of troll the entire community to a win. So parrying, on the other hand, should be risky because it is what you consider a read. And you should also, on the other hand, be rewarded for reading your opponent correctly, while also punished for reading incorrectly. So combining the right analog to properly align your block with the incoming shot, the right trigger, and proper timing will execute a successful parry. But get baited and you will throw a hook that can then be countered by your opponent for additional damage. Also, I would like to say that if you successfully parry a shot, it should open up your opponent to be hit for additional damage on them also. So that's all I have. And that's it, folks. So this is my idea for the controller layout and gameplay mechanics for ESBC. So what do you think? I want to hear your comments below. Let me know if you think that this kind of scheme would work out. And let me know what your ideas are also, and what your controller format would be. What do you think would fit the best, knowing everything that this game is supposed to be offering to us? Also, let me know what other types of videos that you would like me to do in the future. And as always, thank you all for being at the Coach's Corner. We are still going pretty strong on our climb to 1K subscriptions. So if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Let's continue this conversation down in the comments, and I will see you next time.